GM ladies and gents, I am Lite and you're watching Crypto Airdrops breakdown for the month of June. And now that I have my Airdrop Intel series, which is coming out 2 to 4 times a week, I decided that this monthly show is going to be focused around macro instead. So looking at the big picture for the month and months to come, inspecting the general zeitgeist of the airdrop community, are things bullish, bearish, the market conditions, and where is the money flowing towards to, and which are going to be the ones to grind and etc. So in terms of like the news that have been in the past week since the last video, I mean, ZZ started out his 4-month prison sentence today on, I think, in California prison. Roger Ver has been released from bail on Spain, so he will not be extradited into US for tax evasion or tax fraud, I guess. And then there has been some, cases around like legislation and ETFs being released and approved on multiple countries around the world, basically. America kind of showing, the way, and now more things are happening, and obviously the Ethereum ETF hasn't even happened, and obviously people are speculating on what are the next coins, and probably Cardano and Solana. Polkadot has been thrown around. I don't know if that's just people boosting their backs. I would love Litecoin personally, because that would allow me to exit from its market. That would be ideal for me, but it remains to be seen which ones are going to be approved later this year. In case of you're looking for other things to grind besides this video and other videos in the recent days, go check out our Notion page. This has a lot of different airdrops to basically grind out, and a lot of them are under the radar and some of them are not so under the radar. Big and small and testnet ones, and a lot of things to do. So go check it out in the description down below. Now let's kind of go into the macro look at June, which might be the biggest airdrop month of the year. For me, the April was 5 digits, and then I almost went to 75% down in terms of May. May was in a big drop. There was a fatigue and a bit of sideways trading. May was in the strong airdrop month. The beginning of the year also was pretty strong in my opinion, but June has so much heavy hitters that it could be, by frankly, the biggest airdrop of the year and maybe of all time, depending on what are going to be the exact dates for these drops, because we don't have exact information. A lot of it's speculation. So what are the 2 big drops happening this month are ZK Sync and Layer 0. And last year I talked about this term quite a lot, which was known as the Big Six. And Big Six consisted of Starknet, Wormhole, Layer 0, and Linea, ZK Sync, and Wormhole. So these 6 were basically the biggest. And sorry, I forgot to mention Agent Layer. So Agent Layer, not to mention Wormhole twice. So basically these are the biggest 6 airdrops that are going to be happening in the last 12, 15 months. And it's going to be very unlikely that there's going to be as massive airdrops coming out anytime soon, aside from these 6. And Starknet obviously was a bit of a shaky airdrop, and they're likely going to be doing a round 2 at some point. But fundamentally, it still was a very, very huge airdrop, like 500,000 addresses being eligible, and a lot of people got a decent amount of money. And Linea is obviously going to be the last one of the 6 to basically release, and now we have ZK Sync, which potentially could be de facto largest airdrop of the whole year. So a lot of people are very excited about it, and obviously because they haven't been around so much negative PR as some of these other one on the top 6 basically were. And Agent Layer basically doesn't have bad PR, but they're doing this weird lockup thing with the token, so that's kind of weird. And Layer 0 is probably going to be large as well. Is it going to be bigger than Wormhole? That remains to be seen. Now, the rumor is that tomorrow, that is 6th of June, we are going to be getting the eligibility checker for ZK Sync airdrop. There has been many rumors about the criteria, and it's basically one of the things that I have allocated the most time with, because I've been doing a lot of ZK Lite stuff. So I'm really hoping that those are going to be getting me very, very nice multipliers and bonuses for that specific airdrop, but remains to be seen what exactly is going to be their criteria. And Layer 0 obviously had the whole Cybele campaign going on, and it might be kind of like Wormhole, that people who did very few transactions might be actually getting a very nice drop. It's not the people who did shit ton of transactions that are going to be getting more, but there are dApps within the Layer 0 which are going to be distributing their own tokens as well. So in case you interacted with those, you are going to be getting something as well. So you're going to be getting distribution from 2 different places. That's an important thing to note. And Layer 0 has been speculated to obviously unveil the criteria this month. And the other very large one here on the list, we have Blast. And Blast has been a very successful case in terms of a TVL. But is the TVL going to be the big factor for the valuation of the token? That remains to be seen. And if that's the case, it could be very valuable, even valuable than Layer 0 perhaps, depending how things go and market conditions. But I'm expecting a very sizable drop from it as well. We have DOP finally allowing the token unlocking probably this month. We have things like, I think this is standing for, this is not my post, so I think he's talking about Over Wallet or Over Protocol. Tyco released today, and I don't know the exact price for it right now. I mean, I didn't get an allocation from this, and there was also people who hold their Loop Ring tokens are going to be getting an allocation from this one. And it's currently sitting at $2.3, which is kind of sad given now the IDO sale price was at $2. So given the fact that if we had bought, from the IDO, we would have made a nice 10% flip on the first day. I mean, make it out of that what you will, but I think there's going to be more going downwards in terms of the price. But I guess Tyco is still doing fairly well in terms of its market cap. Then we have a derivatives exchange ARC. I haven't farmed that one. Ethermail, which has been talked in the past on the channel. That's not going to be any big whatsoever. IONET probably is going to be big one. Swell is going to be probably very big one because they're going to riding the Eigenlayer narrative and their own chain. So that could be doing really well. Zion, EtherFi second airdrop. We have Fuse. Protocol probably is going to be fairly big. Avail has been raised $75 million. So this is going to be a bit of a wild horse, so to speak. So I'm expecting a lot of big things from it. T is partnered with CoinList, so it could be doing really well. And then we have things like DBank, and well, will DBank be big? I don't think so. Grass is probably going to be very small because so many people are farming it. And Monday probably going to be a pretty low end. And this is not even the full list. There are other things that are going to be dropping down this month, and I just didn't want to go through and find all the dates. All I have to say is a lot of these drops are slated into the last week of the month. So on the 27th to 31st is going to be, or is there 30 days or 31 days in this month, whatever. Last 7 days are likely going to be when a lot of these drops are going to be going down. And we're going to be seeing a lot of the liquidity being moved around. When the Swell project is over, I'm going to move my liquidity over from Swell into something else, and I'm obviously moving my stuff from Blast as well. So there's going to be a lot of shifts in terms of liquidity, and some of them are going to be going into Eigenlayer and stuff like that, and we're probably going to be talking about that more on a future video. But now that's we kind of breaking down the macro stuff, let's look at some of the airdrops that you can basically do right now. And right now, I think we are in a bit more in the bullish territory. So I think a lot of drops that are going to be happening this month are going to be performing really well. But there's too many of them. So not all can be bought. So some of them are going to be crashing out really soon. So a lot of the things from this list specifically, I wouldn't go holding that much. Maybe Layer 0, maybe ZK Sync would be the things that I would be basically holding for a bit longer time. But a lot of these on this list are instant dump for me personally. First of all, we have Zion. We did already one video in the past, and they have now basically a new campaign going on, and this basically has, well, weird social media tasks and invite quests. And you are going to be getting experience and dollars, which are fake dollars, by the way. This is all testnet stuff. So, and I recommend doing this because it's pretty easy. And basically there's not really a lot of work going towards to doing this. But yeah, do it. And obviously if you want to do the other quests, I think they might be still around at this point. Moving on, we have the skate chain. They have now again opened up the skate park program. So in case you were not able to join previously, on Skate Chain. Now here's your opportunity to participate on this testnet. A lot of these EVM chains, as I've said in the past, are going to be where the money is at. A lot of people are talking about, oh yeah, one of the things that wasn't on this list was Nostra, which is a lending protocol on Starknet. That is going to be peanuts. Do not focus too much on these lending protocols. They are going to be mostly worthless in terms of value because it's oversaturation, and lending protocols are not really that powerful. So people are sticking around with Aave and things that are secure and, you know, have been trustworthy. So a lot of these new lending protocols are not going to be doing hot. There's a lot of new exchanges as well, a lot of these new chains, and I'm expecting them not to do very well either. So a lot of the money is really at these new layer 2s, anything eigenlayer related, and also liquid staking tokens, and obviously, you know, layer 0 style products. Okay. Then we have this new, very, very odd protocol called Crest, and people who had been using DeFi stuff on Arbitrum, Optimism, or Ethereum are going to be eligible for this one. I was only eligible for one account, so I believe that this actually required a fair amount of transactions to be eligible for it. You don't need to connect your wallet or anything. You just basically paste it in, and you will be seeing whatever going to be eligible for something. And I guess I was basically getting out something. And then there was like a testnet thing which ended out on May 26th. So go check out this one, and let's see if this is going to be worth anything when it's going to be basically dropping out. Then we have another Twitter boost campaign. This one is called Uprising or KIP protocol. And, you know, literal same stuff as always. Follow, tweet with hashtag. And it's interesting that even though after Elon's tweets and things like that, these haven't slowed down at all. So, but these are oversaturated, guys, kind of like the Telegram-based drops. So I really recommend, you know, not allocating too much time into these. Don't expect thousands of dollars. This could be a $20 drop, a $30 drop, but do not expect to make millions throughout these Twitter campaign things. That's not where the money is at. We have a new campaign from BVM. We have talked about them in past videos, and now they have some voting program which gives you points, and I guess there's a referral program on top of it. And you might have points to basically vote on these, but you can still vote without having any points, but there is going to be a gas fee attached to it. So, and voting for certain candidates here, they might reward you for doing a drop. But obviously I haven't gone through researching a lot of these things here, so I don't know what exactly could be potential. BVM, I think they did a one drop, but I'm still waiting for them to commit on people who are participating on some of the earlier things that we talked about on the channel. Then we have Dotcoin, not Notcoin, but Dotcoin. This is another clicker Telegram thing, which have claimed to have 9 million active users. That's a huge amount of people in here, and it's not too late to jump in because this is still like a relatively new thing, and I think they only started posting like back in May or something. So they haven't been around so that long of a time. And obviously I'm doing all of these as of right now because Telegram, I'm carrying it on my phone, and I can do it on when I'm on transport or a plane or something else, like on the bed, whatever. It's pretty easy, simple stuff. Obviously the clicker is a lot more annoying than the ones that you claim every 12 hours, but hey, after Notcoin's massive success, you don't want to really miss out on the next thing, even though these are a bit saturated as well. Yeah, and then we have, actually, never mind that. We have the build top. This is basically part of the Farcaster stuff. And we mentioned this on a previous video. And now basically, in case you had a Farcaster ID before May 15th or ENS domain before May 15th, or proof of humanity on Talent Protocol, which we also covered on the channel, you are going to be eligible for their first airdrop, which is going to be claimed at June 11th. So that's another one that you want to basically participating on. This could be pretty big. I mean, not thousands, but you know, in terms of like they're building something new, and it could definitely have value. And then we have the Tycho airdrop. This one is going to be very interesting, given the fact that we're going to be having another round. So as I said, this is going to be going for 1 month. You can claim the testnet rewards, and then they're going to be starting on the mainnet campaign. Will I participate on the mainnet campaign? I think I am going to, long as it's not going to be super artistic. and this is called the Trailblazer, so it's 2 times larger than the Genesis airdrop that they did initially. So people might be moving their swell and blast money to this Tyco campaign or somewhere else. I mean, we still have things like Puffer and KelpDAO. Those have been rumored to airdrop very soon. So as I'm kind of like closing up this video, June is going to be massive, and we're going to be seeing a lot of airdrops happening, a lot of small ones, but also a lot of big ones. And going into July, I think we might be seeing a lot less stuff. I don't think anything big comes into my mind, which is going to be happening in July. I think Linea is going to be happening probably end of August or maybe even September. And that's the only big one that's kind of on the horizon. And yes, the unlocks for Eigenlayer is probably going to be happening somewhere on that September-August timeline as well. But yes, I think the clock is kind of ticking on a lot of these big bombs. We still got a lot of Eigenlayer stuff going on. And oh yeah, there's the one thing I forgot to mention is also the Sanctum airdrop, which we have talked about also. And they are going to be releasing their cloud token. They showed out the tokenomics, how it's basically going to be going down. And 10% of the supply is pretty fair. And Launchpad 2 out the LFG Jupiter is also very nice, so make sure you're going to be staking your Jupiters and voting with them. And basically this is probably going to be taking place very, very soon. I don't see actually a date here. Do we have June? No, we don't. So this is probably going to be happening somewhere later down the line. And this could be also very big. I think this is going to be a bit of a wild card. And it might be one of the biggest ones happening on Solana, aside from Meteor, which is probably going to be the next one after Jupiter. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. And as always, check out the previous videos because those have still airdrops which you can grind out as of this moment. Cheers.